Google isn't waiting for the grid or the permits. It's fronting cash and building the missing pieces to turn no capacity into live data centers. This is Google's unusual playbook for getting data centers built fast, as reported by the Wall Street Journal. The company is not just picking sites, it's actively manufacturing the conditions, power, water, and permits, to make a campus real years sooner than the defaults. If you want to understand how AI-scaled compute actually comes online, this is the blueprint. Demand for AI compute blew past the grid's speed limit, and most big projects get stuck in the interconnection queue, the line you wait in to plug into the power system, for years. Local water rules, zoning fights, and utility timelines can easily push a campus past 2029. Whoever can turn those bottlenecks into controllable steps wins the next wave of capacity. Here's what the journal says Google is doing differently. It shows up as the utility's best customer and the city's best developer at the same time. It picks land near high-voltage transmission and existing substations, often through quiet LLCs, then agrees to pay upfront for the substation upgrades and feeders the site needs. A utility mechanism called a contribution in aid of construction. Basically, we'll fund it now if you deliver firm capacity on a date certain. It lines up water by shifting away from freshwater to treated wastewater where possible, and bakes in heat and noise mitigation to keep local permits moving. On power, it doesn't just sign a generic solar PPA. Google targets 24/7 carbon-free supply, hour-by-hour clean electricity, by stitching wind and solar to firm sources like geothermal, think the Fervo energy pilot in Nevada, and utility deals that can actually hit a campus's round-the-clock load. And while that's in motion, it pre-permits shells and phases the build so Phase 1 can light up as soon as the first megawatts land, instead of waiting for the full campus. This collapses the critical path. Utilities get guaranteed capital and load, so projects that would sit in the queue move faster. Cities get tax base and grid upgrades. Google gets a date it can plan AI capacity against. It also reallocates risk. Google takes the construction and timing risk in exchange for control, and competitors without that balance sheet are stuck waiting. Crucially, 24/7 clean isn't branding. It's the operational key to adding massive new loads without blowing up emissions or local politics. Here's the shift. Google isn't just a cloud company anymore. It's acting like an infrastructure developer that shapes where and how the grid grows. Compute is starting to follow power, not people. And the winning sites will be places that can guarantee megawatts, water, and permits on a precision timeline. That flips the old site selection playbook and pulls regulators, utilities, and cities into bundled, Google-led deals. Over the next 18 months, expect power-first campuses to become the norm. Pre-funded substations, fast-lane tariffs for large 24/7 clean loads, and more anchor tenant deals where tech bankrolls grid upgrades in exchange for guaranteed delivery dates. You'll see more siting near firm clean power, nuclear, geothermal, big hydro, and more wastewater reuse written into the first contract, not the last-minute fix. The premium won't be for land. It will be for bankable, on-schedule megawatts. If you want the next signal before it turns obvious, subscribe to Future Signals and watch the next breakdown.